Okay, so I'm going to be going over my WebQuest, which is about synonyms and antonyms. Basically, fifth grade students creating a game that they will be presenting to second grade students. And through that presentation, they'll be introducing synonyms and antonyms to them for the first time. So, my introduction starts with bored of being bored because being bored is boring. Well, not anymore. You'll be putting your creativity to work as you and your group generate a game for a class of second graders. You will have fun from beginning to end. Let's make learning fun. So, hopefully, this will get them kind of into the spirit of getting into games. Next, we'll go into the task page where basically it'll break down what type of tasks they'll be doing throughout the web quest. They're going to be reviewing synonyms and antonyms because at this point fifth graders already know what they are, but it's nice to touch on the technical terms of synonyms and antonyms. They'll learn the important role that synonyms and antonyms play, giving them a purpose of why we use synonyms and antonyms, and they can then relay this information over to the second graders as well. They'll learn about a thesaurus if they haven't already used them. Then they will have links to where they can go ahead and use them to find synonyms for their games they're going to be creating. And then, as I said, they'll be creating a game for a group of second graders who'll be learning about synonyms and antonyms for the first time. The evaluation, aim for the stars, as we should all do while we're going through our projects here. I have two rubrics. The first, I'm actually going to be evaluating them on the game that they'll be creating with their group. The categories I have are the knowledge that they've gained, the accuracy of the content, the rules that they'll be making as far as the directions of the game themselves, cooperative work, so if they're working cooperatively as a group, and the creativity that they've put into it together. The second rubric that I'll be making is their presentation to the second graders. The categories there would be preparedness, vocabulary, content, and enthusiasm, as I'd like them to get the second graders involved and not feel bored throughout the process. So I'd like them to be excited about the process while they're presenting it. The next step we have is the process page. Here I explain every task that they'll be going through from beginning to end. And as you can see in red, I have put down follow the steps one at a time to get the full experience of this web quest because each step has a purpose for the very final project. They'll go down, they'll begin by watching a video on reviewing synonyms and antonyms. They'll look at the Google presentation that I have made about why synonyms and antonyms are important. They will become familiar with the thesaurus. I've attached a video about what a thesaurus is, and I've embedded two links on two different types of thesaurus that they can use to find synonyms and antonyms for their games that they'll be creating. Then, individually, they will create a paragraph using one of the four purple words. They'll select one of those, create a paragraph using the same exact word throughout the whole paragraph. Once they're done with their paragraph, they will be handing it over to an elbow partner. They will basically switch over paragraphs. The partner is to look over the paragraph, underline all of the original words, go to a thesaurus if they need to, and replace all of those underlined words with synonyms of that word and circle those words. And although this activity sounds fairly simple, it's basically to make them practice and put in their minds the importance of the synonyms and how difficult it can be sometimes to find a word that expresses or describes something different. Once they do this, they will move on and form into groups where it says step 5, it's time to get creative, and this is where they'll actually get together, collaborate, discuss, gather information, research, everything they can do to put together a game for the second graders. They will go into the second grade classroom, make a presentation to the second graders, so each group will get their own group of second graders. And they must justify their product once we get back into our own classroom by telling me why they picked the game that they picked, what price they would give it, where they would place it to sell, and they must use the information that they gained from interviewing the teacher and from surveying the students. The roles that they have to choose from are the facilitator and reporter, who's responsible for meeting with the teacher and for giving the survey to the second graders, the illustrator, who's responsible for putting together a visual of the game for every step of the process, the secretary, who's responsible for documenting all of the work during the discussions, as well as typing up the rules for the game, and the lead presenter, who's responsible for introducing the team and the product during the presentation to the second graders. As a group, they are all responsible for creating a survey for the second grade students, researching how to make their own game, and gather synonyms and antonyms for the vocabulary words that they will be getting from Mrs. Gonzalez, their second grade teacher. The conclusion, I have dancing happy phases. Congratulations, you have successfully completed the WebQuest about synonyms and antonyms. You are awesome, you are great, you are amazing. I included synonyms there as well, as you can see. And to expand on this WebQuest, I asked them to show off their gaming making skills and start a project with their friends and family to create for game night. For example, they can create a trivia game about family members with their family members, who knows who best. Get together, have some fun, have some dinner, play the game, and have some fun and laughs. My teacher page includes the grade levels, so I was thinking about grades 4 to 5 since this is easy enough, but with some difficulties as they will have to, some challenges I should say, as they will have to come together, collaborate, and do some research. But they'll still have access to the second graders who are just learning this for the first time. And then these would be all of the standards that the Common Core standards that would meet under writing, speaking, listening, and language standards. I really enjoyed creating this WebQuest. I did run into a few difficulties thinking about how to tie it all in together. I knew what I wanted to do and I didn't exactly know how to format it and how to put it together, but at the end of it all, I'm really proud of what I put together, and I hope to use this someday with my students or some version of this, as I'd like to see what it is they would put together. Pretty interested to see what they would come up with. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed it.